Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Impact with Elle. While I realize that this is coming to you a little bit late, I still think that this information is staggering and you guys should know about it. So I want to talk a little bit about the GDP and a big spoiler on that. So again, the fourth quarter US GDP came out at 3.3%, which was a huge beat. And everybody was really excited about that, beating all forecasts and really a 5 sigma beat to the expectations of the consensus. What accounted for that? Well, lack of inventory destocking, a jump in exports despite a high dollar, and a jump in healthcare spending, and oddly, a surge in RV purchases. But whether bizarre or not, or whether it was realistic or not, what funded that growth is what's most important. And this is where I want you guys to dig in because this is pretty surprising. So the change in the GDP, as well as the corresponding increase in the US budget deficit, will show you just how much of our GDP is financed by debt. So the GDP rose by $329 billion, a respectable but maybe somewhat fabricated number. But what is more disturbing is that over the same time period, the budget deficit rose by more than 50%, or by $510 billion. The increase in public U.S. debt in that same 3-month period was a stunning $834 billion, or 154% increase, more than the increase in GDP. So, in other words, it takes $1.55 in budget deficit to generate $1 of growth. Or it takes over $2.50 in new debt to generate $1 of growth. I mean, that's just staggering to me. I can't even really fathom that. But we gotta change productivity in this country in a major way. But a couple more points on the debt issue. Our debt grew by 2.6 trillion last year. That means that every dollar of GDP growth cost 1.69 cents, $1.69 in new debt, which means that, again, let me say that, for every dollar in GDP growth last year, it cost us $1.69. That means that every new job for future generations of Americans will cost them almost $1 million. And it's just insane if you think about that. We are digging a debt grave here. Oh, and just as an aside, since I have recently posted about jobs, all U.S. jobs created since 2019 have gone to foreign-born workers. So there's some interesting data on the Bureau of Labor Statistics that shows native versus foreign-born workers, and it's quite astonishing. If I could share a chart, I would do it, but I'll try to see if I can post that chart in the notes on this episode. Again, nevertheless, this is from the BLS. Go ahead, look it up, native-born versus foreign-born workers, and you can look at the change in employment, and it is quite startling. So something else for us to be thinking about in this country as we're heading into another major political cycle.